How's everybody doing out there? All right, so we don't need that noise gate on there anymore because the heater is not on. We are going to do a test real quick to see if this is working correctly. If it is, I can now do mixing and mastering type tutorial shit in live real time. I think I finally figured it out, and that's what we're doing a test right now. You'll see me disappear here in a second, but you'll still hear me talking from time to time. If this works, I won't be able to monitor what's going on the screen, so if I fuck up, I'm going to fuck up. And that's all there is to it. Right now, I'm going to use one screen to capture, and I'm going to minimize this screen so that way I won't be able to see shit. But it saves on CPU. I'm not rendering two screens simultaneously, and I can show you exactly what I'm doing. You just won't see my stupid. I mean, you can see my stupid face if you'd like to see my stupid face. I could always move my stupid face down over here or somewhere of unimportance. Yeah, that's a good place to be. Like not important. I just remember that I'm up in the upper right corner. So if I have anything up there, just remember that I'm up in the upper right corner. But let's give it a try and see if it actually works. If it does, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. I've been wanting this for so freaking long. Let's mute this mic. Okay, now the screen's minimized. Okay, that was with the screen open on the other side. This is without the screen. This is now the screen's minimized. Let's stop it all the way back to the beginning and start it. Oh, that's better. Yeah, I can do that. Let's take a look at some things. Okay, we have the SBC compressor. That's a single band. Come on now. Do a little bit of bass shaping so I can show you. I'm not going to do too much, but I'll show you what I got going here, and this will give you an idea when I'm working in the future what kind of stuff I'll be talking about. And this kind of shows you I don't use that other T-Racks I showed. I use this kind of shit. I use this kind of shit. I use this kind of shit. I use. Let me bring the size of that. That's pretty fucking huge. It's down 75. No, that's way too small. Hey, you ass. I guess I'm the ass. I told it to do 75. It's not his fault. There we go. Boom. I use this. This is the bass trim. It helps to get. My headphones don't do a great job of getting the bass. I can even show you when I can, because of the way I'm doing it, I'll be able to even put Sienna on, so I can. Fuck it. Let's show you real quick what Sienna looks like. This is really cool because this has Sienna Guru. Boom. All right, now by adding this at the end, you see that right there? It doesn't look like much at all, does it? But then we go to the presets, and actually, let's go to my presets right here. There's the room 1, and room 1 has a sub. Room 2 has no sub. This is more of a mastering kind of room, I would say. Look at this. Look at that shit. And because, now check this out, the Audio Technica. Let's take a look at all this. Look. I'm a AKG. This is a free plugin. Sienna is free. It has all of these different models for headphones to make when you put your headphones on, it models it so that way when you put your headphones on, here's my Audio Technica ATH M40FS. Boom. Now my headphones are calibrated. You can adjust the translation, the filtering and the translation between your headphones and stuff like that. There's the input trim to adjust all that stuff. So I don't know if it'll affect the way you hear it, but when I hear it, it sounds like it's coming through this room. Now, when I'm mixing, I usually kind of master in that room, but when I'm mixing, I tend to mix in this room. It has a sub. It's just much simpler. This probably is more of a mastering room, honestly, but I get better results mixing in this room. I just do. And you can turn the guru off, and that will turn, come on. See? You get more options. Turn that off. I don't really mess with those. Disable room. There, that goes away. But the headphone, you see? The headphone flattening out the EQ of the headphone. The adjustment, that's what it does, is it flattens out. Then you turn on the room, and this is now a new convolution for what you're listening to. You see what I'm saying? Once your headphones are flat from the Audio-Technica, now you can turn that on or turn that off. You can turn the Audio-Technica so you can listen to the room and just listen without the correction, without the acoustic correction. You know what I mean? It's all from Acoustica. Go to Acoustica. They have a bunch of stuff. When I say there are free things like crazy out there, there are tons of bassline. That one that you just saw on that bass is free. Let's go ahead and check out what I'm doing there with that. That's the sub-synth. Let's go to bass number 2. Let's just actually pull up the bass and see what's going on there. Why the voice? That shouldn't have happened. I'm guessing the mix may not be set up correctly. I've got to figure out some way to do that. Okay, so I can't solo it quite right now. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the aux ends are not going... Are they going to the listening bus also? Q mix. That's what's happening, the Q mix. Let me go to that and see if I can change that. Song. I set that up earlier so that they would be on the Q mix, and I don't want that to be. So let's turn the Q mix off and see what happens. Apply. Okay. Maybe they'll save us some CPU also because it won't be looping back. Okay, you see how bassy that is? It doesn't have any definition. That doesn't have any bass. Now I can process them as two different things. Single band compressor. I can just go ahead and adjust the amount of compression going on there. The Lindell multi-band compressor. By this, I can go ahead and adjust the threshold to do only amount of compression on the low end that I want. Adjust the high pitch. There we go. We're gonna drop that. I'll leave it below about 60. We'll let everything go through there. Solo that. Let's go ahead and turn those down so we can hear just what it's doing. I think that's a bit too much compression on there, so we're gonna bring that down a little bit. Attack it, I think, a little bit too fast. Like, there we go. Now we're hitting 3 pretty consistently. Why 3 decibels? It's not, you don't want, if you compress it too hard, it's going to cause too much squishing, and you don't want that. So the attack, how fast it attacks the sound going through, we want that mid-range coming through, but, so I put about mid-level. Because this is on we want that low end. I set the crossover to be at 140. So the fundamentals of the bass, you see I can bring those up while bringing the subs. You hear the subs coming in? There's not a lot of definition in this high range, is there? We attack that as soon as it comes through, but it starts getting that clipping sound, so let's give it a little bit more room to breathe. Adjust the threshold. We want to really kind of clamp down on the highs. And we won't bring up any gain on there because we don't want that really. What we really want is that big boom, boom, boom. And again, set the crossover. I want to be able to grab stuff. And there's that pick attack about 1.5. Is it the pick attack? I think it's about 1.5. We've got a soft knee, so we don't do too much damage as it crosses over the threshold. It doesn't hit it hard. Medium would hit it medium, and so as it crosses over, how quickly does it and how hard does it cross over? We don't want that. For a bass, we want it to be kind of nice and smooth. For filter, I put it on medium, and for style, forward or back, I tend to look forward. You can adjust the mix if it's doing too much compression. You want to bring it, listen to the original coming in. There it is without, there's no mix. You can hear what you're doing to it. See? Now I want that to really clamp down on all those high ends for right now. So threshold, I want to come through. Like I said, I want those to come through, but I wanted to get hit, and I wanted to slam. So I put a brick wall on there so they can't go any further than what I want. For release, I don't want it to let go at all. I mean, I could let it go and see, look, see how it drops? I want it to stay fucking pegged, where I have control of those high ends. Link, I don't really worry about that too much. The mid-size, I don't really worry about that too much right now. Right now, we're dealing with the bass, which tends to be down the solo, down the center. So you want to do that. So now what you're doing, like I said, you can do it into threes if you want. I usually tend to do it in twos. I'll run, so let's see what we got now. This is that one sound. Now let's take the mix down. See how much bolder the bass sounds. Let's bring that down a little bit, bring a little bit the original in, the THD, there's a true harmonic distortion, which kind of gives more of an analog sound. Subsynth, this is a synth generator to give your bass more bass. We have the tight punch around 60 hertz, which will give it a good, you hear that thing, the low end, let's bring the low end down a little bit because that's a bit rumbling right there pretty hard in the mix. We don't want it in the, go ahead and stop. I do sub mixes. I make a mix of the entire song dry, no effects whatsoever. Then I mute all that and I have the aux sends where it goes through in post. Go to another down here, as you can see, the vocals, the whispers, the guitars, these are the chains that come through. These have effects on them to clean things up. So you have a main mix that you listen to and agree sounds good and balanced. You're not bringing it as loud as possible. You're just bringing it in. Now, the vocals, you bring in effects. So no matter what, before everything else happens, you've got a mix that you agree without any effects or clouding or anything. Sounds good and clear. Now you start bringing in effects. You make a good mix of these effects here so that it has a good soundscape. Now you notice there's not a whole, like for drums, there is a little chamber room on there to give it some drums, the room sound a little bit. Damn it, boy, come on now. That is the default. We wanted 125. And since we don't want that to happen again, let's go ahead and apply default to all. Hopefully it does. Then you got the PSP chamber, which is a chamber verb, so that way we can have a little bit of room reverb in that sound there. What's going on? Why are you doing that? Oh, well. Nope, you don't have anything to change your size. Oh, there it is right there. 100. Let's go down to about 85. Boom. Now we can see all the stuff. The width, the mix, the output, all that stuff. Good to go. Is there a way to set that as default? Nope. We can increase the size by 5% if you want to. There, now it's increasing the whole thing. We put a chamber on there. This is a free effect that came around, whatever. So I decided to try it on this track anyways. I felt this needed a little bit more room, and I wanted a chamber type of feel. So I just added a bit of reverb on there. And then, just compression and things like that. That's mainly on this mix over here. I mainly focus on compression and maybe modulation. On this mix, the aux mix, that's where I focus on actually putting in spatial, delay, all that other stuff, because I have a good, solid, spatial modulation, ear candy sounding mix that I am liking already without any reverb at all. So it's clear. It's completely clear. Then I bring in the blurry until I like it. If that makes sense. Is that the right way? Probably not. Do I care? Does it sound like I give a shit? Does it sound like I give any of a shit at all? Because if you think I do, you should probably check again with the tone of my voice. I don't fucking care what's right or wrong. I don't. Not when it comes to mix. There is no right or wrong when it comes to mixing. There just isn't. There's just what you do. Notice the clarity. Listen to it by itself. No. Starting to get there. It's not quite, I'll admit, it's not quite there. No fucking thank you. That is garbage. No, it's not. It has information I didn't realize I needed. One of the ways you can get that, increase the width here, increase the frequency. You see how it's adjusting here? Now this is one of those programs, see, free. Baseline free. Tone Projects. Go get this. Listen to the sound. You hear how it widens that sound? You hear that? Now let's add that in here. You hear how it widens around your ears? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Why do I do this? A lot of people use a limiter or whatever. They'd use a limiter. They usually don't use a maximizer. The reason why I do that is I want to compress, especially on the bass, as much as possible to get that under control. Now, I will do the same thing. Let's take a look just to show. I will do the same exact same. It's not a very CPU expensive plugin. This is a very, very light plugin. It's amazing how light it is. It does. Let's pull up. You can actually take a look in this. There we go. Hang on, let me pull this up. As you can see, it's not that. Let's keep on going down, keep on going down, keep on going down. Where's L2? Where's L2? Where's L2? Where's L2? Oh, there's L2. Zero. 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 0, 0, 0, 0. What does that add up to? Now look at one instance of amplitude. 26. This episode, this instance of that stereo. There's two instances of that thing. They're using up 20%. Amplitude, 14. Amp blocker, 16. Sienna. Let's turn Sienna off because I don't have no need for that right now. If it's using up space, there's no need for it. There we go. Now let's listen to bass again, having turn Sienna off. Now, let's compare it with, let's bring in, what I tend to do is this right here, watch. I have that, the fundamentals of the bass line. Then I bring in BFD. Okay, I can hear them together. You hear it? The fundamentals are all there. And if I need more bass, I tend to, on the bass, I tend to monoize everything below 178, 200, something like that. Subharmonics depends on how I feel. Mix, how do I feel? The drive, I tend to turn up a bit to give it a bit. Squeeze, I try and tighten it up. High cut, I tend to cut everything below about 10. And then below everything, I set my bass to kind of, my kick drum to kick around 48 to 50. So I cut everything below 60 or so. Then I put a tight punch around 60 to give it extra force. Now I turn the mix down, turn the gate down, the gain, and see it's coming in too hot. A lot of people tell you don't turn the okay, well, that's not, it's not adjusting the input gain at all. It's still hitting hard. There we go. Better. Now. I've heard a lot of people like, don't adjust the input, don't adjust the output. I'm like, then why do they have the fucking knobs? You should use subtractive EQ. Then why does the knob go up? You shouldn't use the input and output gains. Then why do they move? Then why are they there? There is no right or wrong. There are only techniques. You understand? And there's the sound in your head. And no one can tell you the sound in your head is wrong. It's your sound. I forgot I'm watching. I'm monitoring. I completely forget that I'm doing. It's your sound. Who can tell you you're wrong? It's my song. How am I doing my song wrong? I understand you don't want to hear it. That's fine. Wrong? Fuck you. With all love and respect. How do I set the levels? That's something I hear from a lot of people. How do you set the levels? Well, you've got to pick a place to start. Right? You have to. So what I tend to do, hopefully I'll play this. Let me pull this up. If not, because this might use a lot of CPU. I'm just being honest. Let's see if it works. Okay. Okay, so now, I get to show you my love. I love Lily, and I love BFD. I love God first and foremost, but then, here we go. All right, so now, watch what I do. Don't even turn those overheads on yet. I want to make a good mix of what this sound sounds like without it. Okay, I feel that's a good, because I've already mixed this before, so I feel that's pretty good and solid. You can hear everything pretty clear. The next step is to turn off all the direct mics on the cymbals because they're not crashing too loud or anything like that. But if you notice on each one of these, look, I can send it to the overheads, mono, ambient, room. Overhead, mono, ambient, room. Each one, I can adjust how much. So if they're coming too hard in the overheads. Now, what we do is we turn off all the rest of these. And what I try to do, and this is not the right way to do it. I don't give a fuck. I turn this off. Then I go to the ambient mix. I turn on the overheads. And try to get the same sound, or as good of a sound, a good accurate representation with just a kick, snare, and the overheads. You see what I'm doing? By doing that. Now, by doing that, I can also go to tweaks, spread the overhead mics wider, bring them tight and singular, or station them right where they were recorded. Pretty cool. Turn that off. Now, this room, just how far away? Now if I want that, but not so loud. You hear? Hear that? Try doing that with fucking any other fucking room. This is why BFD is the best. This is why BFD is the best. At least it was until the music bought it. And music bought it and they fucked it all up. It was working perfect and they fucked it all. If I change too many pieces, I want to show you. Hang the fuck on. I've got to show you something real quick. Okay, so that's my kick drum. I decide in the middle of, listen. Nah, let's try with a kick with, nah, let's try dance. Nah, let's try Tommy Lee. No, let's not try that. Let's try this one. Nah. Yeah, that's starting to capture what I want. Close. There it is. You see what I'm saying? Oh, I don't like that snare. Ooh, Chad Smith snare. Let's try that. Nah. Ooh. Stuart Copeland snare. Okay, that's pretty good. Nah. You know, when I bring the bass in, it doesn't sound quite the same. So let's go ahead and bring the bass in, that shit. Okay, that's pretty good. I can hear the two together, but it's just not clear enough. Oh wow, nothing's changed, it just got louder and more clear. Oh wow, did you see that? Okay, I want to bring my guitars in. Let's start over. Oh, I can hear it there, but it doesn't sound loud enough. Let's bring it up some more. Now watch what happens when I do the same thing on this side. Oh, it's nice and loud. You want to know what problem? Watch this. Listen closely. I can hear it. Okay? Can you hear it? Is it distracting? Okay, let's keep mixing. Do you understand? Mixing is not making your favorite instrument prominent. Mixing is making where you can hear everything properly. Now, that's part of mixing right there. The other part would be to go through and find. Let's go ahead and take those out of there. It's a bit gritty. Maybe it needs another amp. I've got an idea. Tell you what. Before we go finding another amp, let's just take a listen to that and put it in solo. Oh, mono. Does it have mono? I guess it's under this one that we have done. There we go. Let's just turn that one off. Actually, no, what we need to do is just the pan. So I like that. I like that sound. That Randall sounds good. Let's just the impact to 3. Just gives a little bit of grit, like it's tearing, you know? I like that. Now let's tear everything down. Understand that I'm going to be hearing what I hear in my headphones. You may be going, this sounds like shit. Why do you think I have the room correction for my headphones? If I were running through my monitors, it would sound totally different because it sound more right. So I use the room correction on my monitors, on my headphones. I'm not using it right now because it would affect the way you hear it. Start with treble. Sounds like enough. That's a good bit. Let's reinforce that depth, bass with depth. Now, because we're in the mix, now that's a good sound for the guitar. All that, which sounds great by itself. You're kind of stepping on the bass player's toes. Kinda. Now, we don't want to get you out of there because that's where the guitar lives completely. We don't get you out of there completely, but we don't want you stepping on the bass player. And the bass player lives between like 80 and about 100. So why don't we do something about that? Right now, before we bring it into the rest of the mix, we know that the bass, most of the bass, I have some cheat sheets I can share at any point in time if anybody needs them. We know. There's a really cool cheat sheet that shows the whole mix, and there's the bass and the treble. Beneath bass and treble, there's like, you know, this frequencies, these 4 frequencies. There's like low, mid, high, mid, and then high. Below that, there's like what those sounds are, you know, what they do. And then below that is the frequency. I'll share it anytime anybody needs it. So, hell, I can put it up on the screen at some point in time. I'll transfer it over to the computer if I'm doing. I like doing these. I'm always mixing, so sometime when I'm mixing, you might see me, and I won't even talk at all. I'll just be sitting here mixing. I'll explain some of the stuff I'm going when I'm actually doing a mixing tutorial. Other than that, I like mixing and mastering. I like going back through and tearing everything back to the very fucking bones and building it back up. I love it. I don't care. We had a good mix. I don't care. I've got a copy of that mix. I labeled it and I labeled the date. And I saved a copy of that mix. This is working on it. Totally, dude. That's why I have the bro mix. The reason it's called the bro mix is because my bro, I send him a copy to see what he thinks. I have the original mix, like I said, the when I'm working on the beginning parts, when I'm working on, what I'm trying to say, the pre-production. When I'm working on pre-production, there's just that mix, and I name the song Burn to the Ground. Then I have a first final mix copy. Then I have a next final mix copy. And I save each stage along the way so I can compare them at, is it actually getting better or am I doing more damage to it? If I'm doing more damage to it, screw that. I'll come back later and I'll try it again. I'm trying to impress my bro. So this is my bro mix. What up, bro? I hope you're watching. This is just for you, baby. You're going to have to explain the cops while you're listening to my boyfriend in my fucking phone book if I die in a car wreck, and I'm going to just laugh. I'm going to be dead, and I'm going to be sitting there. Listed as my boyfriend. Yeah, your boyfriend's dying in a car. I'm in fucking another state, man. Well, you need to get back to Michigan. No, I live... Hey, well, long-distance relationships are hard, man. So... Oh, here we have a high pass. Let's bring that up to where we're not stepping on... Listen. It's not really affecting at all. Now, we're starting to dig in a little bit. Listen. Hear that rumble? Boom, 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 boom. They're not messing with each other. Let's try you. What you doing? What you got going with you? What's up with you? What's up with you? What you doing? Huh? What you doing, man? What you got going on here? Nah. We're gonna cancel that. We got some angles. I don't like the other angle over here, so it's just turn the level down. There we go. Changing microphones. Got a ribbon. We are gonna. I think what do we have on the other one? I think it was a 421. Let's go with the 57. We got a 57 vintage. It's got the UK 30s in these. Does anybody have some cabinets? Oh, we're in the B's. Is that not the right tone? You don't say. Is that not the right tone? It's the right amp, but the wrong tone? I wonder what we can do about that. What could we possibly do to fix that sound? I don't know. I don't know what we can do to fix that sound. I really have no idea. What could we do? I mean, Mesa B, Mesa B, Mesa B, Mesa B, Mesa, 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 Dime. What could we do to change that sound? Marshall. Oh, I don't know. While we're here, maybe we could just go through Red, Berry. What amp could we try? I mean, these are different amps we could choose. These are all individual amps. In one amp simulator I have. These are not available, so let's turn off anything that's not available. Oh, what? We have a problem with the foot pedals. Well, I don't have any activated, so what would you like to put on there? Again, this is one program. Do they sound good together? Do they complement each other? Not really. Let's find a way to complement them. Let's go back to this. Turn it down. Oh, wrong one. Scheisenberg. Gain's not too high. Let's turn the treble. Above certain, it just fizz anyway, so I tend to cut that out. No effects on there at all. Now to bring in much volume out without crushing. Look, I'm not crushing, there's no attenuation, but I do bring much more volume and pump up the signals. This one should not be clipping like that. I guess I have the volume, the master to set too high. Okay, it should not be. I don't want any attenuation there. That will, when I get to my later stages, When I get to the later stages, any attenuation right there and those type of things, pumping, will give me problems on my mix bus, on my main bus, where I'm going to be not compressing the shit out of it at this stage, but I'm going to be compressing it. Let's go ahead and pull up and just show you what I'm talking about, because I have a loudness maximizer on it. I mean, a loudness reference right here. I mean, we can tell how loud it's getting. This is the mix. This is not the master. This is not the master. 13, negative 14, 6.7 range, dynamic range of 6.7. And this is not the master, and we are not hitting 0. We still have plenty of dynamic range. When I bring it into master, I can clean it and clean it and clean it and still squish it some more the proper way without causing much, because it's clean. It won't cause much damage to the dynamic range. It'll just bring everything louder because I still have headroom, even though I'm hitting negative, short term, negative 13.5, integrated, negative 14. Industry standard, negative 14 LUFS on my 2-bus mix going out, hitting negative 1 and not even completely hitting negative 1. There's still room in there. Now, sometimes I will tell the L2 here on this stage to go ahead and go all the way up to 0, because it doesn't matter as much at this stage. On the export stage from the mastering, I definitely put -1 to help try to defeat the normalization. If I put it at 0, I've been known to get at 0, without hitting 0 or clipping or anything like that, -5, -4 LUFS, and still a decent amount of dynamic range. Like 5, 5.9. At -5. Because I just don't listen to the shit they say. Fuck them. What do they know? They learn from somewhere. Who taught them? Who taught them? Who taught them? No one. So fuck them. I'm teaching myself. And I'm coming up with louder responses. Now, in order for stream on Spotify and shit like that, I put that -1 to try and defeat. My mixes are coming in so loud that my loud at my negative, like, 7, -6 or whatever at -1 decibels is coming in louder than going all the way up to 0 with -14, any of that shit. Any of that shit, dude. But because of the last, and that's the bottleneck. Streaming platforms, no matter what you put into them, have a normalization feature, don't they? YouTube, you can turn it off. And it'll adjust the sound and stuff. They're trying to deliver a uniform sound experience. And I get that. But that also allows them to have the advertisements be way fucking louder than you. Now, is this a music thing, or is this... What are we doing? What are we doing? I get they have to be paid. Do they? I've been doing this entire fucking thing. I've got over 90 hours of streaming, of talking about stuff, about things in the last month. Last month. 90 hours. I know when to shut the fuck up. Hands of the clock slip, body shock, somebody save me. Once in the box, nobody talks except for the praying. So I have over 1,000 plugins. It's not to brag. It's to let you know that I have options and that I don't have any preference or choice. The reason why I have so many is not because I already have a Neve console and that's good enough. I have the best Neve. No. I have multiple Neve options to get the job done. Some people think you have a regular size scalpel Neve and it does everything. No, it does not. No, it don't. No, it does not. And even if so, do you really want to have a stagnant ass fucking everybody coming in your thing sounds exactly the same? Me personally, I want to be able to match whatever anybody brings into my fucking studio. If they bring rap, I want to have the right shit. I want to have the right tools. If they bring in their mix and they just want me to mix on it and they've been using free gear, I want to, when I load it up, they're like, you probably have to download and then blah, 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 blah. I'm going to have to what? Oh, shit, did you get there? Yeah, you got wow. You got Analog Obsession? Yeah. Not only that, but I know how to use them. So you can just bring your shit over here. I may have to grab one or two plugins that because some of them are just too shitty, and I just don't like them. Or I could be like, what is that? LA2A? I'm not using that shit. I got plenty of LA2As. Pick one that you like. I'm not getting their shitty. I don't give a fuck. You're in my studio and you want it to work, right? Yeah. I'm not going to grab another. The reason I didn't grab that one is because it's ugly. And I have so many LA2As, there's no reason to grab one. I have plenty of paid LA2. Watch this shit, man. Okay, this one right here is the black box from Analog Obsession. If I had a piece of advice to give anybody, it would probably be to join the Plugin Alliance subscription. I'm not paid by them. I just happened to luck out, and I was thinking about whether or not I should. I had already bought like a fuck ton of plugins, including this one from them. And they just kept releasing new plugins, and I wanted them all. And they're coming out at like $300, and I had to wait like 6 or 7 months before they'd get down to a price that they'd finally get on a sale that my loyalty voucher would allow me to get it for like $30 or $40, or even $50 or whatever, whatever it was. They'd have an incredible deal. Lucky, get out right now. And there's $39 on anything, whatever. And it's now old enough that is qualified as well. But no. Now that I'm part of the subscription, as soon as a fucking plugin comes out, I get it. $15. It's $15 a month normally, but I joined in at a time when it was $10 a month. And I tell you what, even the months I don't even step in the studio, I gladly pay that fucking $10 because at any point in time I come in here to do this plugin's here. You want to see something real quick? You want to see what you get for that fucking $15? Let's take a quick look and see what you get for that $15. We'll go down to plugin. Look, you see all the different companies I have. Some of them only have one. I got a lot there. These are free. Acustica, that's free. Air, that one was free. Analog Obsession, those are all free. These are all free. There's reverbs. There's all the dynamics you could ever want. They don't really do a lot of room or delay or anything like that. They probably will, or maybe they are if you join their Patreon. That might all be under their Patreon. They give you all the mixing and mastering to get your EQ and shit. And they're good. They're very good. So that's why I got that, because they're so ubiquitously free. Everybody knows about Analog Obsession. So you might come in my studio and go, hey man, don't be ashamed. I have them all on my machine. What are you like? Dude, not everybody has the fucking $500 or the $15 a month. Not everybody has that. So don't fucking, did you get it done? Oh, Arturia? Yeah, I got their free shit too. Audio Assault, this is stuff I bought. Audio Assault is one of the best companies out there. They're so inexpensive. They really give a fuck about working musicians. They really do. They really care. Because they give you all this shit. A lot of these were like $5. and or on sale of some sort of or another kind. You know what I mean? The Black one was free. Bulldog was not. There's a lot of stuff that was either free, and when they upgrade them to like the better versions, you don't pay for it. There's not a version 2.0, version 3.0, version 3.5. No. They just upgrade it and they say, hey, there's a new version out. Go download it from your fucking link. That's all. These are free. Xperia Verb is really cool. Filter Step, Panflow, those are pretty cool plugins. That's a free one. That's a free one. Black Rooster, I paid for all these. But let's go to, and then Black Cat, Blue Cat, Balls. These are free. These are free. This is free. Cakewalk, it came free with Cakewalk. But we're going to go down. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Plug in PV Electronics. That's from Phil Spicer. Plugin Alliance. There it is. Now, PreSonus, these are native plugins. These are all shit that comes with PreSonus. Look at all this. And they're good. They're very solid plugins. I use them all the time because I don't do any standard formulaic plan except for pre-production to get the expected result so I can get a dopamine hit fast. I have a fast track to get it done. Then I start going back through, remixing, finding out what I can do to make it its own song. I listen to the drums as they're going. I think I'll go with the 1970s kit. Yeah, I can hear like this kind of funky 70s, kind of a tight. Fuck it, while we're at it, let's change all the amps to nothing before 1978. The drum set's 1970. Fuck it, 1980. That way it's kind of like we're new. And then, you know what? Let's go to fucking. Oh, check this out, Plugin Alliance. This is all you get for fucking $10 a month. Look at it, just go. Look at it. Look at it just going. Just go. These are dope plugins. These are not. We're on the K's. We're still going. We're still going. We're still going. $15 a month. Everything you could possibly think of. Tube. This Trinity Shaper is what made me understand transient design. Now I can get the crack out of every fucking snare that I've always wanted. Now I can get the thump out of the kick that I've always wanted. I didn't understand. The oven. These are things that are like, they're so expensive if you to buy them by themselves. The great thing is, you're not just paying $15 a month. At $15 a month, you get to keep 3 plugins at the end of the year. So you spent over $150. Some of the plugins cost $300, and you get to keep 3 of them. The ones you like the most. If you want a higher tier, there's like a $20 one, you get to keep like 5. And there's one that's even higher than that, and you get to keep 10. Pick your fucking poison. Look for a time to jump in at $10. Mine has not gone up. It's been $10, and it says lock in at $10. I've been paying $10 since then. It's been months now. It has not gone up. And I keep all of these. I had 70. Do you think this is 70 plugins? Let's take a look. From V. Oh, we're in the A's. You think that's 70 plugins? I don't think that's 70 plugins. So that one's definitely worth it. Positive Grid, Bias, that's a free amp. So I've got Bias Effects, that one's free. I have PV Electronics, that one's Revolver. I have the Pro version. That was like on sale before the PV Revolver 5 came out. They sold that thing for $49. It has all the amps, all the plugins, all the fucking shit. Fuck yeah. Like, you can upgrade to 5. I'm like, why would I upgrade to 5? I just got 4 Producer. I haven't even played with this yet. And apparently it was industry standard just yesterday. Oh, now this is the industry standard? Cool. I'm at a point where I don't need to buy any more fucking plugins. Noise Ash, Action Tremolo, the Bax EQ, that was free. The Need console, that was free. I paid for the Need Trilogy and that, and then the Prestige Rack, that was also free. Overloud has several. That was with Cakewalk, that was free. That was free. TH3, that is not, but THU and THU 64, those are free. There was a new, it's no longer there anymore. Some of them you have to act fast. Join Bedroom Producer and other things like the Tone Empire. On and on. There's a bunch of these plugins that I have that are, a lot of them are free. A lot of these Waves, some of them are free in the Waves. But look how many Waves plugins I have. I bought most of these because when, get out of here. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Who are you on? You're on this guy, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Collapse. No, you're not. Where'd you go? Edit. Don't add effect. Okay. So, let's do a little bit more working on stuff. You know what? No, let's not. I proved that it works, and I've had my little say-so here, and I'm going to shut the fuck up.